Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for those of you who do not know me or do not know who I am a certified makeup artist in the beauty community. I also love playing with makeup. I like doing challenges, reviews, full faces, a lot of fun stuff. For those of you who are not members of the family, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also click the notification bell so you can be notified anytime I upload. And without further ado, let's get started. So for today's video, I am doing a full face of Essence makeup. This is a makeup that is sold at Ulta. It's a drugstore brand. I don't know if it's sold anywhere else. I'm sure they have a website. I did notice that they didn't have a foundation, which was kind of weird seeing how they have a face primer. So maybe the foundation just isn't sold at Ulta. But I am so excited to play and show you guys all the fun stuff I bought. I do have a list of all the makeup products I bought plus their prices so I can show you if I think it was worth the price or not. Now, mind you, this is really cheap stuff. So when you buy cheaper makeup, you shouldn't expect top of the line quality. But I am so excited. I've heard a lot of great things, a lot of negative things about this brand. So first I'm going to start off with this Fresh and Fit Awake Healthy Glow Pore Minimizing Effect Primer. Now this seems like it's a really good primer because it has cranberry water in it. And so I think that would be really great for your skin. So I'm really excited to play with this. Now I haven't opened anything yet, so... And it comes sealed. I love that. I love when stuff comes sealed because then you know that you are definitely getting something that's never been used before. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on my finger. This has a little bit of a color to it, which is kind of different than what I normally do. I like to have like a whiter primer, I guess is what I like to say, because I feel like sometimes these colored primers put tints on my face. But I'm going to go ahead and just rub it in and put it on my face. This is definitely very hydrating. It's a little bit thick, so it goes on a little bit thick, but it really has hydrated my skin. Like, I literally look like I'm glowing and all I did was put on face primer. Now, because they don't have a foundation, I thought for today's video it'd just only be fair that I use a drugstore foundation that I have. And this one just happens to be the Photo Focus by Wet n Wild. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that off camera and then I'll be back to show you all the other stuff I got. Alright, so my foundation is on. I really love this Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. It has a really good application and it also kind of doesn't dry down super matte, so my skin still looks really healthy. That primer, I noticed that my foundation really applied very well on top of it, but of course usually for primers it's more about the wear. Now, the next thing I'm going to go in with, this is their Waterproof Tattoo Covering Camouflage Matte Concealer. It says that it has ultra covering liquid concealer and matte finish, and it instantly covers dark circles, blemishes, and tattoos, and it's long lasting and waterproof. Now, I forgot to tell you, the primer was $5.99 and this concealer is $3.99. So, this probably won't match my foundation because I suck at matching stuff, but we'll see. I'm just gonna put it, oh, this is really yellow. They only had 3 options. So, oh, and I do not like the smell of this. And it's kind of burning a little. Now, it could be just the reaction it's having to my skin because I've never used this before, which usually is the case, but it really is burning. So I'm going to go ahead and this is my Jeffree Star. This is the JS3, just the concealer brush that I like to use. And I'm just going to go ahead and place that under my eyes and blend out that. Have that blended out. I do notice it's not really creasing, which is super nice. I like to have a little bit more playtime, but I also noticed that it's not really covering like right here where I would really like it to cover. as much, but I'm not mad about it. It's not something that's super crappy, and this definitely is something I would use for more of a natural look. I don't think it really covered all that well though, so that was kind of depressing because it did say that it was full coverage. It could cover tattoos. I don't have tattoos, so I can't show you it covering on a tattoo, but I do have a little freckle right here that sometimes I'll use just to kind of show people if it covers really well, because that's something that usually doesn't cover very easily. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to use that brush and blend it out. And see. Now I can still see it. That is not a full coverage concealer. That would cover that. If it covers a tattoo, it would cover that. And it didn't. So that to me is not a full coverage concealer. So moving on, for the powder that I got this is just the All About MAC Fixing Compact Powder. This is $3.99. So, oh no. Yeah, this one's $3.99, which I love the fact that this is a white setting powder because I really love white setting powders just because I feel like they brighten up the skin a little bit better. So I'm super excited to try this. Now this is compact size, so you can take it when you want to go like anywhere. You can just make sure that you're set, that nothing's moving. Now this concealer really isn't creasing, and it's been on for a long time. So I usually go in with a dry beauty sponge when I put on my setting powder just because I like that, and a lot of product is coming off. Oh, wow. Now, it really did smooth out my skin. Like, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's very smooth out. I don't seem to have a lot of texture problems right now because that really helped to smooth out my skin. All right, so moving on, the next step is going to be our bronzer. Now, for bronzer, I don't usually think that bronzer is one of those things that has to be top quality because a lot of the cheaper bronzers are actually really good. And this is their Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. This I got for $4.99, and you actually get, it's actually a pretty big container, and you get a lot of product in there. So I went for the darker shade because this says for darker skin, and I know that with drugstore brands, typically you will get the lighter one and there won't be a lot of product, so you really have to build it up, whereas more with this darker one, I probably could just apply it a few times and it'll be pigmented and it'll be fine. So I like to look super contoured when I'm using something like this because I just feel like you can tell a little bit better if it's good product. So I am just going to take my Morphe E4 brush and I am just going to pick up some product, and I notice a lot is flying out. So it's super powdery, but it seems to be picking up on my brush pretty well. We'll go ahead and see how it looks once I put it on my cheekbones. So I usually start like right up here. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And I just bring it down. And I will just work that in. Now, I am going to go ahead and use the same brush. This is just my Morphe E4 brush again, and I'm going to dip into my blush. This blush was $3.99. This is the Essence Matte Touch Blush. I got it in the shade 20 Berry Me Up because it's not real pink, but it's not real peachy. It's kind of in between, and I'm just going to dip ever so slightly. I'm not a big blush person, so this does not have a lot of fallout, and quite a bit is picking up on my brush. So I just like to place it just right here, and then I like to kind of bring it out. So I'm just bringing that in. Now this blush is actually super pigmented and it's super beautiful. So I am very impressed with that. Now I am just going to dip back into my powder, and we're just going to get a little bit on my sponge, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place it under my eye, and then I am going to draw a line from here to here. We're going to go ahead and do the brows. Now, I bought 2 different brow products. I bought this Essence Eyebrow Designer in the shade Blonde because this was the only one that they had besides black. And then I bought the same Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara, and this is in the shade, it does not say, oh, Softy Brown Brows. So, soft brown. Now, I usually take a pencil first, and this is nice because it has like a little brush on it. It's not a spoolie, but that's okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and do one brow on camera and show you how I like the product, and then I'll go ahead and do the other brow off camera. Now, it does come pretty sharp, which I like. Now, I like to just start by kind of penciling in my brow shape. And this pencil is actually really pigmented. It's very pretty. I like this shade Blonde. Now, I usually do darker brows just because my eyebrows are darker, but this is actually working very pretty, and I'm actually really liking this eyebrow pencil. I don't use pencils very often. I just got the Benefit My Precision Brow pencil, and I'm so excited to try that. I usually use their foolproof one. Alright, so starting on the top, I am just going to, you can kind of see where I miss a little bit of hair. So I am just going to fill that in. And now when you can go in with a gel, it doesn't really matter much about how you fill in with the pencil. I always say, like, it's okay to be a little bit more sparse with the pencil, and then just go back in with a gel and fill it a little bit. But I'm not mad about this brow. It actually looks very pretty. I just wish they would have had like a bigger shade selection so I could have really gotten like a little bit of a darker shade. But I'm not mad about this brow. It'll do the trick. Then just feather it a little bit into, this is the one thing that I hate what's missing, like when people have this section missing. So I'm just going to fill it in a little bit. I'm going to take this and I'm going to just kind of brush all that product through. Now, I actually like this brush. It's a soft brush, but it actually does brush your hairs really nicely. Now, my eyebrows are my favorite step of my routine. I think that nobody's makeup looks complete until you have a set of brows put on, because I think they really bring out features on your face and they really show. It's a lot of skill to be able to fill in your eyebrows and make them look decent, especially when you don't have a lot of eyebrow hairs. Alright, so there's one brow just with the pencil. I'm going to go ahead and do the gel on this brow, and then I'm going to do the other brow off camera. So I'm going to just take this Make Me Brow. This is an eyebrow mascara. This is, it says it's soft brown, but it still looks like that blonde shade to me. And I'm just going to, oh yeah, definitely too light, but we'll make it work. Just brushing up right here, I always think is really good. Now this is like a really wet, watery formula, which most gels are, and it's applying really nicely, and it's filling in those spots that I need it to. So Not mad about it. Now, I like to comb all of this upward. I haven't had my eyebrows waxed, as you can see, in a while, so I do need to get those done. I'm going on vacation though, so I've been really lenient about getting like my hair done, my brows done, because I want them to be good for my vacation. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the other brow off camera, and then I will clean them up with a little bit of concealer, and I'll come back and show you like my eyes, my lips, highlight, all of that fun stuff. Here are my brows. They're a little bit lighter than I typically like, but they look really good. I am really impressed with the pencil and that was only $1.99. So that pencil really did the job. The brow gel was a little bit too light for my liking, but it was $2.99 and it did a good job. My brows look really great. I did go ahead and clean them up a little bit with concealer, but I did get this I Love Color Intensifying eyeshadow base. This was, let's see, $3.49. And for me, like, I feel like this is going to be a really great base for my eyeshadow. And when I usually do cheaper brands, I usually do use an eyeshadow primer. Normally, I'll just use my concealer and just put it over my brow, but I feel like sometimes a primer gives you a tackier base for these kind of looks. So I'm going to go ahead and I am just going to plop this on my eye. So for eyeshadow, I bought this palette, which was $14.99. It's called Yes I Can Natural Look Eyeshadow Palette. And it was taped on both sides. I went ahead and broke the tape so I didn't have to worry about peeling it off. But, let's see. It looks like this. So, and it's hard plastic, which is actually really good quality for being 14 bucks. Like, now once I can get it open, don't get your nails done if you don't go to them done every 2 weeks, they'll be way too much. Now, it does come with a mirror inside of it, which is super nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the plastic off of that mirror, and I'm gonna show you all the colors. So they're like natural nude colors. There is, let's see, mattes and shimmers in here. There is more shimmers than mattes, which is okay because a lot of people like sparkle. So I'm just going to start off by doing I'm going to do something really simple, not anything too complicated. I am going to take, let's see, this is a Morphe M433 brush. It's just this fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to dip into this shade. Let's just go into the shade Be a Legend, which is this one right here, this brown shade. It's a little bit of a cooler tone brown. There's a lot of fallout I'm picking up, a lot of powder I'm picking up, but it's coating the brush. So let's see how this applies. Now, it isn't patchy. It actually looks really pretty. It does have a little bit of a shimmer in it, which is okay. I just prefer not to use like shimmers for my blending shades, but I'm just gonna build it up a little bit more. All right, for my next shade, I am going to head and take another. I have too many brushes. Way too many brushes. Anyone else have that problem? I'm like addicted to buying makeup brushes. All right, so this is a Morphe M456. It's just more of a packing blending brush. I like this because it's smaller, and I'm gonna dip into this shade Do It Dark right here, and we're gonna see how this applies. Now, like I said, a lot of powder is picking up with these. Next thing I usually do after that is I take the brush I originally did with the lighter shade, and I will just kind of fluff and get into that area and really smoke it out just so it looks very natural. And then when I'm done doing that, I will dip into the lightest shade that I have in my palette, which is the Say Yes shade right here. And I will dip into that, and I will just pick up a little bit, and I'll go right above and below my brow bone and right above that, and I will bring some lightness back into it so it doesn't look so harsh. Just really blending that out. Now for my sparkly shade, I really want to do this Be Glowing shade right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that with my finger and see how that looks. It's very creamy. It's a little bit darker on my finger than it is in the pan. But I'm just going to go ahead and apply that all over my lid. All right, so more of a natural look, which I'm not mad about. It's really not patchy at all. I think it's really applying very well for being $14.99. The eyeshadows are actually really, really pretty. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera, and then I will show you liner, mascara, we'll do my under eye, and we'll do all that highlighter, all that other fun stuff, so. All right, guys, I am back, and here is the finished eyeshadow look. I actually really love this palette. It's good for a super simple, subtle glam. I don't think it's more of like a let's go out on the town kind of look, because I don't even think their darker shades were really that dark. But I really love this simple, natural, smoky, neutral shade. It's so pretty. So I will go ahead and be using that for our under eye. So we'll do that after we are done doing our liner. So I did get a free liner with my purchase, because it was like if you purchase $10 or more of Essence makeup, you get a free liquid liner. And I also did get a pencil liner to underline my waterline. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Oh my gosh, look how black that is. And this pen is so nice. Like, look how tiny this tip is to this liquid liner. I'm so excited. So I'm just gonna line the top very simple. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, this is actually a really pretty glam, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just clean up that edge just a teeny bit so it's not so. And then anytime you try to go and make the other one match this one, it only gets worse, so. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and line the under eye with a pencil, and we'll smoke it out at the end just so you can see like how it applies underneath, because I always put shadow on underneath. Who else makes funny faces when they put on their makeup? Me. I make such weird faces, I swear. All right, so my bake has been sitting on for quite a bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and take just my powder brush again, and I'm gonna just start dusting it off and seeing how my contour looks. So now I'm just gonna smoke out my under eye, and then we will do mascara. So I'm just going to dip in with this. This is Morphe M506 brush. This is just a small blender brush, and I'm gonna dip into that mid-tone shade that I used the first time, and we're just gonna do that and a little bit smoked it out. So wow, I actually really love this look. Next we are going to dip into our mascara. I'm not really picky about mascara. So this is one of the things that I review that a lot of people are like, I never have anything bad to say about mascara, because all of the mascaras that I have used, I have such naturally long eyelashes that they don't, it's not really like a hit or a miss thing for me. It's more so, do I like the smell of it? Do I like the application of it? Now this smells very paint, like paint. But we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna put it on our lashes. Wow, that mascara really did a difference. Next, we are just going to go with lips. So I bought a couple of their lip pencils because I didn't know exactly which one was going to match my shade. But their lip pencils are $2.49, and then the lipstick that I bought was $3.99. So I just bought like this nude pinky shade. It's more of like a brownie nude. And then this is their pencil in the shade Sucker for Gray. All right, now that our lips are lined, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this lipstick. All right, so here are the lips, and for those of you wondering, this is just a pimple that I have right there, so it kind of makes it look a little bit. I really like the shade. The lipstick is really creamy. The lip pencils were a little hard, but sometimes you have to work them and get them a little bit warmed up before they really do the job that you want them to do. So our last step is going to be our highlighter and our setting spray. I'm going to go ahead and set my face first and then put on my highlighter just to give me some glow. This will help your highlighter stick a little bit better. This setting spray was, let's see, $4.99. So got like a minty smell. Like, it smells really pretty. All right, so for highlighter, I got this for $4.99. This is their Pure Nude Spacelighter. It's kind of like a duochromatic, like from NYX. I don't know if you can really see, it's not swatching, but it's kind of got like a purpley hue to it. And this is a Morphe M501 brush, and I'm just going to dip into this, and I'm just going to place it on my cheekbones. This is where I really like to see the most brightness. So we're just going to, oh wow. Oh. All right, and then we're gonna just hit with some setting spray to finish it up, and then... All right, guys, and here is the finished look. I am absolutely in love with this look. It's nice and subtle. It's beautiful, a natural glam. I loved everything that I tried today except the concealer. I didn't think that it covered like it should have, and everything else was beautiful. If you don't like a super matte, dry down nude lipstick, this is definitely your cup of tea. This is beautiful, it's creamy, it's rich, it's not drying down super fast, and I absolutely love it. As always, if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and click the notification bell to be notified when I upload, and I will see you guys very soon.